Kosha Dill's Tales of War and created by Adam's Rib may be Instagram users who are part of a sex abuse and trafficking ring that uses misinformation about mood disorders to cover up their crimes, purposely trying to gaslight and oppress many people, including me, the mother of my child, and my child, or for a visual representation of what's happened recently.
Help, I need help putting out this fire. Kosha Dill says, wow, I appreciate that. Sometimes we feel a certain way, sometimes we don't. Better to be real. Sometimes the viewer is our only listener. Help, I need help putting out this fire. Tales of War says, soñando, I'm good.
For a quick visual representation of what dissociative identity disorder looks like in places other than social media.
Back then, after months of psychiatric evaluation, Todd was diagnosed with dissociative disorder, a neurosis that warped his view of reality. Not exactly what the Air Force wanted in a fighter pilot.
He was retired medically with a 50% disability.
Back then, after months of psychiatric...
They are usually declared medically disabled and have hurt themselves and or others in part of court proceedings. I saw that about 3 weeks ago and somewhat ironically decided I needed to stop taking dissociative identity disorder seriously. The mother of my child was diagnosed with it. Subsequently, she had court-ordered psychiatric testing results indicate that she does have a mood disorder and that she is suicidal, among other things. My daughter has claimed that her mother has abused her, and yet I seem to be the only one interested in the diagnosis and whether or not it is real. However, then about 7 days ago, something happened that caused me to take dissociative identity disorder seriously again. But that also requires figuring out who's lying, faking it, etc. Now, understand that because of the nature of the symptoms of mood disorders, serious review of the events may also seem funny or sarcastic. This is seriously speaking. It was the mother of my child interacting with me similar to the way Kosha Dills did in his comment to me recently that led to the mother of my child seeking further therapy and then eventually getting diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder. Kosha Dill's comment shows a lack of interpersonal skills, which is what concerned the mother of my child in seeking therapy, and actually concerns her more than me, because similar to Kosha Dill's comments, I can come up with reasons as to why Kosha Dill's and or the mother of my child has done certain things, but it is concerning if they themselves are not able to come up with reasons or explain their own actions. Now, Kosha Dill's comments shows disassociation in the sense that his comment is disregarding the fact that I am stating that help is needed. So his comment is disassociating me and the fact that help is needed, as if that doesn't exist. His comment is also disassociating by focusing his comment on what Kosha Dills believes he appreciates and what he believes are our shared feelings. Now, understand, this is not at all to shame Kosha Dills. As I am an advertising major, I have my degree in advertising. As a brand celebrity company, his comment, and I mean there's no pun intended, is borderline genius. No sarcasm. It is extremely well written, but it is unexplainable in the sense of if his comment was written by a professional in public relations, then a professional would know why and how his comment would be inappropriate to leave on my post. So given everything that I know and have experienced in advertising and in mood disorders, everything indicates that Kosha Dills needs some help by leaving that comment. And that's the paradox, catch-22, that everyone who has someone diagnosed with a mood disorder like dissociative identity disorder, borderline personality disorder, etc., have to deal with. I am sure that those diagnosed with a mood disorder have their own struggles, but it is just as exhausting and mentally draining just to have to interact with people with that mood disorder. And that leads into Tales of War's comments, in which they indicated through other comments that they were raised by someone with the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, but they no longer interact or want to interact with that person. Their comment of "I'm good" when asked to DM me so that we can communicate further makes complete sense. To me, I have gotten to that point where I have not wanted to communicate about dissociative identity disorder. I have not wanted to take it seriously. But if they're not lying, they're hurting others that are affected by that mood disorder while dealing with the trauma of they themselves having been raised by a parent with that mood disorder and not wanting to confront that reality. So that's it. That's day 7 of me trying to take dissociative identity disorder seriously. Kosha Dill's comment is an example of how and why I have not been able to take dissociative identity disorder seriously, because like with the mother of my child, if me and Kosha Dills knew each other, we would know that I would have difficulty disregarding how genius and appropriate Kosha Dill's comment is. But also, if we did know each other, it would be known why his comment is extremely hurtful, and inappropriate. And then Tales of War's comment, I totally understand and relate to, regardless on whether or not it is appropriate. But it is also seems to be the most fakest comment, and it's because of how inappropriate it really is.